Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for watching. Here's what I've got to show you today. This is a Squier, and it's a 70s style Telecaster. Now this is the Deluxe, I believe, which has 2 humbuckers. This is my first time with hands on this model of guitar, and it feels really good in hand, so I'm excited to show it to you. What I'll do is I'll do a visual inspection as usual, and then I'll plug it into the amp and we can see how it sounds. I haven't played it yet through the amp, just sort of noodled around, and I can tell you it feels very good, like I would expect a classic vibe to feel. Let's get to it. Okay, here we go. We're going to start with the headstock, and I see they're using the big Strat headstock on this model, so that's interesting. Now this is sort of a 70s Strat headstock, so that's cool. And I don't know, maybe in the 70s the Telecaster Deluxe had a Strat headstock. Whatever the case, it looks good. There's the Squier logo in black, which is definitely a throwback to the 70s. It says here Telecaster Deluxe. Pretty cool. I like the looks of the headstock. Turning it over, we see it's using Kluson Deluxe style tuners. And I think most of the classic vibes must get these. No complaints from me. My favorite style of tuner. They feel great and they're nice and light. It does say Fender on the back and made in Indonesia, so keep that in mind. Here's the neck. It's a really nice C-Carve neck. Solid maple all the way through, and it is not a separate fingerboard. I like that. Now if we feel the fret ends, they feel great. I'll get a photo and pop it up here, but a really nice feel. And it almost feels like the edges of the fingerboard are rolled ever so slightly. It's not quite as noticeable as it is on the 50s Stratocaster, but I believe these are rolled. Whatever the case, very comfortable neck. That was the first thing when I picked up this guitar. I was impressed. Now let's follow it up here. We see it has a really nice dark skunk stripe to get the truss rod cover in. And the neck fits just right in the pocket. In fact, it was so tight that you can see it's caused one of those little finish cracks right there, which doesn't concern me. You get those often on a Fender style guitar, and it's usually just in the finish. Now here is the back of the guitar. And I noticed they're using the 4-bolt neck plate. Now going for the 70s feel, you would almost think they would have used a 3-bolt, but I prefer a 4. It says Squier on there, just like all the other classic vibes. They probably used the 4-bolt just so they can use the same parts as all the other classic vibes, which makes sense. And it does have a comfort contour, which I was a little surprised. I don't think a 70s Fender would have had that, but it's a nice addition for sure. There we see it has the string through body into the bridge, as we would expect on a Tele. And it's a nice warm white color. That's probably hard to pick up on camera, but it looks nice in hand. It's not stark so that it hurts your eyes. It's really nice. Now, speaking of nice, here is the front. Now this is my first time with hands on a Telecaster Deluxe, so it's a little odd to me. That is a lot of pickguard. In fact, more than half of the guitar is taken up by the pickguard. There's the bridge, which doesn't look very 70s to me, but it might be. It looks like a hardtail Strat bridge from the 80s. It has separate saddles for intonation setting, and it looks really good quality, and I like that it's a fixed bridge. Now once we get to this big piece of pickguard, we can see there is a switch up here, and that's a 3-position switch, so we would have bridge pickup, both pickups, or just the neck pickup. Down here, kind of cool, it has 2 volume and 2 tone, so that's a nice setup like a Les Paul. so you can control the volume of each pickup separately, as well as the tone to sort of blend your sounds. So that's it for a visual inspection. Great feeling guitar. I can't wait to plug it in. I have not tried this one yet, so we'll be sort of hearing it together. I expect it's going to sound somewhat like a Les Paul because it has two humbuckers, but on the other hand, it's built very much like a Strat from the classic Vibe line. So this is going to be interesting. Let's see how it sounds.